Before 1999, I wasn't a politician, and I don't go to Ekiti at all. But eventually I came, not with any political party in mind.
And not for your own personal interest.
I was 39 in 1999. As a young man, I was fairly comfortable. I had best of cars, fairly best of houses.
Not only wrestled the power from the Adebayo in 2003, they also beat Fayemi.
With due respect to them, we were badly defeated.
They were badly
defeated.
Peter Obi. Do you guys have a relationship?
I love Peter Obi, but I'm not going to come here. I will see it as it is. Everybody comes out, I want to help the society. My mission is to turn around things. It's a lie.
You said you were supporting Trump, actually, in one interview. I saw you said...
I'm still supporting Trump. You need certain levels of mad people in the society. In this country, most of our leaders are pretenders.
Did your interests align with Asiwaju, or did he give you the renewed hope for the future of Nigeria, or it was just in terms of the internal issues that you have with PDP that you
No. You see, let me say two things to you.
Okay.
Asiwaju, I say to him now, and this is life. Ayo Fayose, have never benefited from him. Not that I went to ask him for any material benefits, but I'm trying to say that ordinarily you would say he brought up some people, he assisted some people, he gave fiscal support to a lot of people. I've never enjoyed that. And I have been an Asiwaju promoter for one reason. I'm from the West. Asiwaju is from the West. Asiwaju has been a leader of note in this country, in the Southwest. All the time I was governor of Ekiti, I was in PDP, but I do a paid advert in 2 national newspapers for Asiwaju to celebrate his birthday. Which means I didn't start that today. When Buhari came to power, I was trying to rubbish Asiwaju. I came out in very strong language. And I said, no. I am not in your party, but what you are doing is not fair. You have tried this presidency several times without luck, until this man gave the whole of his structures to join yours. And you are who you are today by God's grace and his benevolence. That is to say that don't treat him like this. So, when Asiwaju came back from his surgery, when he went abroad to do surgery on his leg, I went to his house. I took pictures, I posted the pictures. At that point, he wasn't contesting election. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, I am.
He wasn't contesting an election. So Asiwaju, to me, will do far better than Buhari. I am 100% sure.
And you believe he'll do better than Atiku?
Far better.
I see.
Let me equally tell you, Atiku is a great man. But the cabal that will surround Atiku will be worse than the cabal that will be around Asiwaju.
I see.
Then the reason why we supported Asiwaju was simple. The southern governors, southern leaders reasonably agreed that power must go to the south.
Okay. So I want to talk about that actually, and your relationship with the Governor of Rivers State. I feel like, are you guys close? Is it right to say that you're close?
What's up, and who?
And Wiki.
Very.
Yeah. When you wore your quite infamous EFCC and hearings in 2018, he followed you.
Followed me.
Followed you. Yes. So you guys have a close personal relationship.
I was actually in his lodge. He took me from his lodge to the EFCC.
He took you from his lodge to EFCC.
Yes.
And he had your back.
Till tomorrow.
Yes, you guys are good friends.
He's a wonderful person, wonderful character.
And in the journey to the south that happened, it seems that when the PDP primaries were going on, you guys had a bit of a headbutting with Tambuwal, Governor Tambuwal of Sokoto, which resulted in you celebrating the loss of his choice candidate in Sokoto.
Tambuwal is a betrayal.
Is a betrayer.
Full-time betrayal. You cannot rely on Tambuwal. If you want to close your eyes and open it, Tambuwal will have betrayed you. And I can catalog that. And I want him to give me a response to this.
You want him to give you a response?
Yes, please make this public that I said Tambuwal is an all-time betrayer. Self-centered and looks out for himself only. Now, I recall very well that when Tambuwal, when the speaker that Tambuwal took over,
yes,
was zoned to the southwest Nigeria.
Yes.
Tambuwal was aided to take that power and defeated the lady who became the majority leader from Ogbomoso.
Sorry?
And defeated the Yoruba lady.
Yes.
Who was later made the majority leader from Ogbomoso.
Okay. In the House of Reps.
House of Reps.
Yes.
Tambuwal was in that house and destabilized the PDP's own party. Throughout the reign of Tambuwal, it destabilized the PDP. And at the exit, it defected to APC. Would you say a PDP would have been fairly treated? The Tambuwal carrying the flag of the party as a speaker? No. Secondly, Tambuwal went further. In the APC itself, messed them up, ran back to the PDP. In 2019, I was too close to Wike, and at the time, and I knew everything. I was a sitting governor. Wike invited me that we should give support to Tambuwal. Wike did all that was humanly possible to restore Tambuwal. Shortly after, there was a different Tambuwal again. Tambuwal won his election by 400 votes to be governor of Sokoto. I'm sure unofficially some people must have helped him. That I don't want to dwell. Again, I was part of meetings with Tambuwal and Wike in odd hours of the night, which Tambuwal reasonably was reminded of what Wike did for you in 2019. If at all you want to step down for whatever interest, you must not equally ask Wike, ask your supporters to go and vote against Wike. That's not fair. It's a matter for conscience.
I have come to a patriotic conclusion to step down my aspiration, and not only that, but I appeal to my supporters to take this in good stride and in the hands of national unity, patriotism, and not only that, those who are delegates here should vote for Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Wazir Adama, PDP.
You see, as an insider, I know what I'm talking about, and many more. Even today, I had called him one day when I saw Asiwaju. Asiwaju told me clearly that Tambuwal is a betrayal of trust. I told Tambuwal, in this my house, in my bedroom upstairs. And he denied it. Life, what goes on, goes around, comes around. All that played out in 2015 when Atiku left, Tambuwal left, Saraki left, and all of them played back. The same 5 governors at the time defected. Same 5 governors fought, same 5 governors at this time. You see, what will but happen is consequences of your action. So for me, I want this tract and say that Ayo Fayose says Tambuwal is a betrayal of trust. You cannot rely on Tambuwal. You can never. And that was why I had to pump champagne. You were
very happy.
I was excited. Celebrate God He will not let the wicked have peace.
Oh, wow.
I celebrated God. I rolled on the ground to celebrate God of justice. You understand? Another prayer is that Tambuwal should not win that Senate election, so that we all be floor players.
So you all be not in government.
No, non-actors. Just like this, like that. Huh? You see, we must remember tomorrow. Everybody that accepts Tambuwal will find a way to betray that person. I don't want to say my own personal, but let me leave it like that.
So I feel like something.
And he's so smart, he will behave as if Egbon, my Egbon, beneath it. And within the religion, they are hypocrites. But any day he replies me, I'll give him the balance of these statements I'm making.
Okay. I'll make sure to end this section.
Please hear it out that I said Tambuwal is a betrayer. He betrayed Wike. You understand? How can you listen to this? How can you that messed up that much during the convention still come and become the DG? We are not even helping Atiku. We are not helping Atiku. You say, let me step aside. Let's look for somebody else so that they can be a seemingly resemblance of fairness.
Yes. So you don't even believe that Tambuwal worked for Atiku as this?
No, you see, Tambuwal, I never said you don't work for Atiku. You see, there are certain works you do that has no value by your action or inaction. Okay. I've been sure Tambuwal for being an honorable man. That position they went to offer Wike said no, you now took it. That's not morally right.
I want to ask, in this same line of disloyalty, I want to talk about someone who's closer to you, if that's okay. Also about this elections. But it said that you had a special advisor for stomach infrastructure in 2014. And his name is commonly known as Sunshine. His name is Mr. Sunday. And it was reported that you fired him because he voted for Atiku during the prime.
How can I fire? How was I a governor? What are you firing on? I wasn't the governor at the time. It was my advisor, special advisor, till I left office in 2018.
Yes.
So it was in my house till he left from my house and to the convention. So what am I firing for? Am I the governor? It's only governors that fires.
So is he still a member of your team?
It's not. I don't have a team. I'm just their leader. There's no team.
What's your relationship like with one of the G5 governors, Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State?
Very cordial relationship.
Very cordial.
Very cordial. We had issues in time past. Like I always tell you, issues about interest.
So it was about the leadership of the towards the conference,
zonal congress.
Yes, zonal congress for the PDP. And you had said your issue is that Makinde should stay in Oyo and I will stay in Ekiti.
Well, I said all I said. Yes. I said all I said.
These same people came to Ondo to attack me. These same people came to Ondo and I told Governor Makinde. So I'm glad the whole world is seeing this. Governor Makinde, you look quiet but deadly.
I wanted to ask you about incidents that happened around then. It was reported by Sahara reporters that the hotel you were staying in the lead up to the conference was attacked.
You see, let's leave that. The matters of this country have come beyond those pettiness.
Okay.
Talking about what happened in Osogbo 3 years ago, there are more fundamental issues in the country to start talking about. Issues between me and Makinde.
Okay.
But in homes, the homes you fight. In homes, as growing children, growing family, as business people, you have differences.
Disagreements.
You have issues, but you make up, you move on. We won't equally say PDP should go into shambles. After all this fight, we have to build the party back.
Oh, so you're not leaving the party?
Is that we are the owner? We are the owner of PDP. Before Wike started talking, I was the only one speaking in this country. I'm an aggrieved member of the PDP today because of the way they treated me. But it's not going to be my wish that we should leave the PDP in the ruins forever. In due course, I'll go back to Ekiti and pick the pieces and strengthen the party back. You understand? So even the ones that has offended me, I'll look for them, because politics is not about you alone. You understand? So I have said it repeatedly and I'm saying it again. I am not a member of the APC, and I will never be a member of the APC.
Does that have to do with your relationship with the other governor from the state?
Which one?
Stefan.
I said I'm not a member of the APC.
Yes.
And I will never be.
Yeah.
Myself and Fayemi were very cordial. We spoke yesterday.
Okay.
We are very cordial. He visited me not long ago.
I spoke to him recently as well.
I don't have issues with Fayemi. I'm now a leader in that state.
Yes.
The sitting governor comes here ready to ask after me. I have great respect for Governor Adebayo because he's our leader. Fayemi respects me.
How about Governor
Only we're not close. We're not close. That's the truth. We're not close, and not to the fact that he took my wife or I took his wife. Politics, you are either friends with some and not friends or cordial with some.
Yes.
That's it.
You said that you once offered him a car and you saw it as like a Trojan horse.
You see, like I said to you, there are more
Pressing
issues than the car between myself and Governor Segun. Governor Segun is a leader. There's no denying that.
Yeah.
Anybody that has aspired to the office of a governor, not even become governor, it's a leader. We should not because of today we might not agree. Myself and Fayemi were never agreeing before, but today we're close. You understand? So I just want you to know that my respect for Asiwaju dated back a long time. Asiwaju was supporting Segun Adebayo against me. Asiwaju supported Fayemi against me. You understand? So, but I still love him.
And you also supported Fayemi in this past election.
Because of Asiwaju.
You supported Fayemi because of Asiwaju.
Because of Asiwaju. And that was what caused the issue of the Senate ticket that Asiwaju told them, go and support Fayose. But they went to pick Ojudu. The election was going on, I was winning. They cancelled that election and re-strategized. That was what happened. That was why I lost that election. By number, people know how popular I am till today in Ekiti.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that you would win 2 gubernatorial elections and lose the Senate election in the middle.
Exactly.
But does that have to do with party? Is that why people say that party structure matters?
No, let me tell you. I have explained to you.
Yes.
And that was where you started.
Yes.
That there's so much do or die in the system.
So there was do or
So in Nigerian politics, you can't graduate it. You can't project it. You don't understand. Based on non-performance of this is going to be the result of this. Okay. Based on the performance of this will be the result of this. In many cases in Nigeria, you can't do that. You just find out that the man that everybody knew was supposed to lose that election now give a big margin to the person he's supposed to have lost to. So it's just the do or die thing, occasioned by the system that is not working, the institution that has failed. Now, somebody was blaming INEC. I said, why would you blame INEC for these elections? INEC did fantastically well. INEC did very well. Wait a second. INEC did very well. You don't have to agree with me.
Okay.
You were entitled to your opinion. I don't care. INEC did too well. INEC doesn't carry gun to enforce law.
Yeah.
INEC is not in position to stop the ballot box being carried.
Okay.
INEC is not in position to say, don't vote for this other person publicly.
You know what they are in position.
Wait, I just want to finish that so that I can have a record when you want to play this out to the public.
Okay.
INEC, by all standard, is expected to be an umpire.
Yes.
His leg is not supposed to touch the ball. But you see, when a player is playing and pulling the dress or the jersey of another one, or putting forth his feet to cause him to fall, will you blame the referee for that?
You blame the referee for not blowing the whistle and giving a red card or a yellow card.
Beyond that.
Yes.
Beyond that.
Yes.
I have not seen where INEC reasonably by 75% in my own understanding in this election,
Yes.
that has not done well. I never said 100%.
Okay. So
I
as
said
we
by
speak now,
75%, INEC has done well.
as we speak today, we have not uploaded up to 75%
I
of
don't
the
have data set to
presidential
have.
elections. I know, but that I'm saying
that you cannot tell me you have those information. If you want to tell me you have those information, show me.
I can show you on IREF.
Excuse me. Show me anything you want to show me.
Yes.
Confront me with information that are real,
Okay.
not just talking.
Okay.
Politicians will talk and talk and talk.
I'm not a politician.
Yeah, I'm not
so-
saying you. I'm not saying you.
It's true.
I am just saying that
Yeah.
politicians will give you pictures.
Mhm.
I've seen from EC8A. They said this is the result in Gombe.
Yes.
This is the result in Bauchi. They are all lies.
No, so I'm not talking about the results.
Excuse me. I'm telling you, most things we say are colored by politicians.
Okay, so let's talk about the declared results by the INEC.
Yes.
Right?
Mhm.
You have 2 states right now.
To what?
2 states in
Yes,
Nigeria, Kebbi and Adamawa,
Yes.
that have been ruled inconclusive
Mhm.
due to the number of voided votes being larger than the margin of the win.
Yes.
Right. But you have a state where the margin was smaller, even smaller than it was in those states, where you had the number of voided votes being larger than the margin, which is Ogo State in the election of Governor Tambuwal. And that was not ruled as inconclusive.
Sweetheart.
So from an objective point of view, a viewer can say that INEC has not used all its laws the same way. It has been arbitrary application of their rules and their
Sweetheart,
laws.
I just want to tell you,
Yes.
I will only defend what I know.
Okay.
What I don't have enough information, I can't judge people.
Okay.
But let me say to you, I've said it earlier. Me, I'm still saying it today.
Yes.
When an incumbent wins by 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, the incumbent lost. You don't understand what I'm saying? Because you have the state apparatus, you have the money, that means something went wrong when that they have closed you in that much. So what I'm saying is that
Tambuwal lost.
I'm not going to mention names. They've all gone to court. I don't want to preempt anything. But for me, if an incumbent is struggling, then the incumbent should concede. I don't want to mention states. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Because I know that when you have the powers of the state and you are struggling, then a lot of things are wrong with you. As a leader, that is my position. I don't care who's affected by it. The journey of life is better said the way it is, not what we are looking to eat,
Yes.
but the realities for tomorrow to judge us.
I actually want to talk about, just briefly, about some of the things you accomplished as governor, particularly in terms of education, because I believe you were able to move Ekiti from, I think, 29 Belneco to first in the country in 2016. And you also stood firm against strikes by petrol traders who wanted to build stations and trade petrol within residential areas. And you said the people are more important, like the safety of people and their property is more important than profits for the petrol sellers. And so even within your administration, one thing I really actually want to hit on, because it was something that one of the G5 governors and Ortal of Benue spoke about quite often, was the problem of herdsmen and how it's affecting agriculture, how it's affecting productivity, and essentially insecurity in this nation is multi-pronged and it's very bad. But you were commended by, I believe, like certain unions for your action against herdsmen in Ekiti. How did you go about that? And in that sense, do you think there's hope for Nigeria for the widespread violence that we have in terms of herdsmen?
Hello, Nigerians. One thing I want to tell you is that a life without courage is a waste of time. It's like a wiki. Beyond the money, Wiki has courage, the capacity to accomplish whatever it decides to accomplish. Same here. When I was governor of Ekiti State, I saw all this coming with this issue of the herdsmen. And I was courageous enough to take up a bill to the House of Assembly to say there should be no open grazing. You can't be rearing your cow. You can't be rearing your cow. Take your cow to the designated areas.
Yes.
Cow rearing is a business. It's like poultry. You don't leave your birds to start wandering. Yes. So abroad, there are boundaries. You must create boundaries for this cow. Yes, they can walk. There will be grazing areas. There are farm settlements. Everybody should be respected in their own business. And I am telling you, most of the governors in Nigeria who later adopted that law, including Governor Otto of Benue, condemned it.
They condemned it.
Because they were then in APC. Until they now saw fire by the killings of their people. So they now came back from the same law through the Attorney General from Ekiti State.
So,
and that helped them a lot. That was when they started shouting, you should abolish that law. You should abolish that law. And he said he cannot. So it took all the courage of this world to pass that anti-grazing law. The other thing you mentioned was, if I recall, you mentioned about two things.
Petrol traders.
Petrol traders. I still maintain my stance. You see, our place, they said when Iroko says he will kill you, it will not be the same day. When people build fuel stations in residential areas,
yes,
it could take a while. But when things goes wrong, a lot of people suffer the consequences and lives are lost.
Yes.
So for me, I put up the law, but it has been jettisoned today for political reasons. When Governor Fayose came, good luck. And I remember again, there was one stomach infrastructure. I am an architect of stomach infrastructure. I love it. And to every opportunity, I will continue to do it. What do you do when you go on your pet day to charity? What do you do?
But I'm not a public official.
I'm not saying you.
In general, when it's my birthday,
whether you are a public officer,
yes,
whether you are the husband of the house,
yes,
you are the governor of that house, and you are acting in your capacity as the governor of that house to take far-reaching decisions to reach out for the less privileged. Part of the concept of stomach infrastructure is this: when people are in the hospital, they only need to pay like 13,000 to get operations done. They remain in the hospital there. Nobody knows them. Nobody cares about them. But in my own case, there are direct lines you can call. But the only caveat is that we must visit you in that hospital.
Okay.
The team must visit you in that hospital. It's stomach infrastructure, but beyond the name, it reaches out to so many widows, so many people who ordinarily, these glasses you're wearing,
yes,
some need this pair of glasses. Just reading. They become blind because they can't read ordinary Bible. But we come to their aid. That is still under stomach infrastructure.
So can I ask, for example, would it not be more sustainable if we did an eye outreach program?
We did that separately.
But that is institutionalized within government.
We did that by government.
Because I want to ask, because when you gave your speech after your inauguration in 2014, you spoke about stomach infrastructure proudly, and you said, I'm already rearing your chickens and I have your rice ready.
Yes.
And that ideally you don't want anyone to go hungry. However, the problem that people have with stomach infrastructure is usually two-pronged. One is the fact that it's not sustainable. And second is the fact that it can sometimes be viewed as vote buying. PDP raised this in terms of trader money.
If it's vote buying,
yes,
it won't be throughout the year. Mine was throughout. I have a department for it. Their work is to ensure that they take calls from people. The only difference between what we do is that we confirm whatever you tell us. And let me tell you, there's so many people that goes home, go to bed without food. Even before you get job, you can die before the job comes. Somebody must intervene.
So it's a government intervention program.
Completely.
But it's discretionary.
I don't know what to mean by discretionary, because the whole public thing, the public are part of it. People who are selected from the Muslim community, Christian community, leaders of thought, people who have compassion. There are about 100 people involved in it. Review every quarter. And you phone, they record what you are saying. When you call in, you give us your number. If you say we cannot locate whatever, give us the doctor's number. Give the phone to a nurse beside you. You understand? So it was well planned out. But everybody has his own vision for being elected. That was mine. And
yours was welfare.
Not welfare alone. If you get to Ekiti, my projects about the main projects in the state is today. In the whole of the Southwest, apart from Lagos, and possibly Ibadan, you never find a flyover anywhere. I built the longest flyover in the Southwest Nigeria in Ekiti.
Yes.
The Ministry of Justice and the courts that I built was the best, one of the best in Nigeria.
So the flyover,
yeah.
There were some allegations about that, the funds for the flyover being refunded.
I never took a refund throughout my stay. I never borrowed a dime. I never took a refund. Governor Fayose was paid all the refunds. I was against Buhari's administration throughout. Even the budget support, I was never given. I was only given 1 out of 3. I was never given. The Paris Club was giving 2. I was never given the 3rd one. All because I was a critic of that government. That's the truth. You can find out.
Yes.
And the Ministry of Justice, I was one who took the federal government to court to say that you cannot ask us to be paying for your debt, because the external debt have been deducted on frontline charge. When you get all Akuras, you deduct the debts of a nation. Whereas I didn't get any of the debt. Buhari was one borrowing the money. So how would you ask us to be paid? I went to court, but because my time was almost up, the case was heard.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. I really appreciate this. I really appreciate this conversation. It has been enlightening. So what are your next steps? Rebuilding PDP? Working with us?
Let me tell you, I can say to you, I will never be I will never be a member of the APC. I will support everything that would cause a restructuring, rebuilding of our country.
Would you go back to the Labour Party?
Why would I go to a Labour Party? Labour Party does not exist in my state. So, for me, I've paid so much dues in the PDP. Time of fight has come. We're winding up the fight. We'll now go back. Good time of governance will soon start. We'll unpick the pieces and rebuild our part.
Would you be part of the Asiwaju government, even as a member of the PDP?
I can be part of anything as long as this country moves forward. Everything legitimates to be my great pleasure to be part of it.
In 2017, you had said that you were not going to run for office again before you declared your presidential ambition.
I never said that in 2017.
2017, you were speaking to some civil servants.
I don't have a record of it. I am one Nigerian that has not been confronted with what I said earlier and that I'm saying now.
Yes.
Nobody has confronted me. They have confronted Fashola, they have confronted Rufai, they have confronted Buhari, they have confronted Asiwaju, they have confronted so many people that you said this is what you said now. Nobody has confronted now. So anything I say, I stand by it. And if there's going to be a correction, I'll come to public space and correct.
And correct it. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. I think we're going to round up now. I just want to say, what do you see your lasting legacy as? You've been in politics now since I was born. Just right about when I was a toddler. And you've celebrated your 60th birthday, so you're still relatively young in Nigerian political space.
I'm 62.
You're 62 now.
By number.
Yes.
By number. But to my heart, I'm a strong man.
You're a strong man.
By number, 62.
Regardless of the attacks on yourself, the physical attacks on yourself in 2018.
I am in pain. I am in severe pain. I can't turn this neck anymore. If anything happens to me, the Inspector General of Police to be held accountable.
It doesn't matter. It's not easy. But it's because I had surgery here. I had it on my back. And I'm still not doing too perfectly.
You had 2 surgeries last year.
Yes, on the spinal cord.
Wow, I'm really sorry.
Major surgery, yes.
You were mocked in 2018 by Senator Ayo Fayose, saying that we were con artists and cry on demand. How do you feel about that in retrospect?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You see, whatever anybody says about me, I've seen worse things about people.
You said worse things?
I don't care. These are politics. These are political talks. You abuse me, I abuse you.
Okay.
You see, some people say some people are insulting me on social media. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not on most of these platforms. I will abuse them back. There's nothing. I didn't carry my mouth for somebody to go and sell. Yeah. If you insult me, I will insult you. You understand? We are public office holders. That's why they insult us. Me too, I will insult you. Even if as a governor, I insult people. No, don't say because majority of these people are just useless people on social media, carrying phone. Some people, it's only in Nigeria, you see young girl without job carrying iPhone 2, iPhone 14, to carry it like this, back to back, put Gucci, put this one. They're doing no job. What are you talking about? You will now insult, I will insult you immediately. No. Don't. There's no big deal about insult. So when Awolowo was here, I was insulted by some people. Yeah, when the time came and he left, me, if you insult me, I'll insult you back. I'm not begging you. Yeah, I'm entitled to my view.
Yes.
And I'm saying my view. You might not be happy with me. You can please yourself. What will you do for me? Nothing.
Is that what happened on Arise with Rufai?
What is his name? Rufai is a small fry. Rufai thinks he thinks it's somebody in this space. No, it's nobody. Rufai always come and insult people, misbehave on the system. I am not one of them. You understand? Give Rufai the same opportunity given to most of us. He will fumble. Imagine a Rufai on a bus lane, a public commentator on a bus lane, struggling with police, saying, I will call the governor. What's the meaning of that? If it's an institution like Arise, if I were them, Rufai ordinarily should not be there. Should not be the face of that TV station. And let me equally say this: Rufai, by law, is a convict. Because he paid fine for his offense. Then you are convicted to have paid fine. So if you say Rufai, tell him I said he's a criminal. Tell him Ayo Fayose says he was convicted, he paid a fine. Whether you were sentenced or you pay a fine, you are convicted. So Rufai is too small a boy. If you want to see the bad side of us, we'll give you. If you want to see the good side of us. You see, before they come into that program, I told them, me, I am not like other people. You say and get away. Oh, I will feed you what you need. You give me, I give you. I don't have shame when it comes to that. Oh, I will pursue you to your mother's snaps.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
A pleasure.
I hope you have a lovely day, and thank you everyone for watching. And I hope you guys have a lovely week. Bye.